this episode of Full Bore, we're getting Hefty, the 100 Series Land Cruiser registered, which in New South Wales means a blue slip, which is a pretty thorough check by a mechanic. So what we're going to do is put this interior back together, make sure everything's working, check all the mechanicals, give it all a once over before I take it in to get it all checked out. But first off, whilst I'm getting the interior back together, Dave is going to pull apart all my window regulators to unseize the motors and give them a rebuild, so we can chuck them back together and get all the windows working again. I've got to say, it feels really good to be getting to the pointy end of the stick with this project, because I've got so many other project cars going at the same time that it's getting a bit overwhelming. That said, there are still a few little niggly issues, particularly inside the dash with mixer door actuators and all that sort of stuff. That is a project in itself, as I'll have to remove the entire dash to pretty much access everything in there to refurbish it. And whilst I'm at it, I might throw another heater core at it as well. But that's a project for another day. In the meantime, we'll just crack on with getting this thing on the road. Work continues on the flooded 100 Series Hefty, and I'm very, very proud of it. Exceedingly proud, I might add, of how well this door card has come up. How schmicko is that? Mwah, beautiful. Actually, the whole interior is starting to come out really well. It's actually a nice place to be, and it doesn't smell too bad either. Still a bit of a shame that this seat is worn out, but I'll probably get some seat covers for that. If I really cared enough, I'd get that reupholstered, but this car will be getting use in the future. I think it will take place of Duncan, which is also in the backyard because it's done an injector. So we've got 200 Series Land Cruisers in the backyard, and I've got to say, it is a spectacle to behold. What also amazes me is that the 100 Series Hefty is actually far taller than Duncan is. I always thought that 105s were generally a bit higher, but that obviously has a lift kit in it. Not quite sure of the height. Anyways, back to the story. I've had the door cards out of it, cleaned the door cards and inside of all the doors and stuff. Super proud of this as well, because we got, well, when I say we, Davo got the window motors going again, which is once again a Christmas miracle. Look at that. What also amazes me is that the switch panel here, this actually still works, and we've done nothing to it. And that one works, the rear one works, and well, that one doesn't work, but yeah, that's a bit odd. Anyway, 3 out of 4 ain't bad, as the Meatloaf song goes, and if that was a Falcon, it would probably just die by itself. This one has had to go through a flood for it to play up at all. Anyways, now the next mission is to pull the door locks out of the back doors, because I haven't pulled them out yet. I will pull them out and say, Davo Mechanical Wizard, could you please fix for me? And then he will fix them, because that's just the way he rolls. And then I'll slap them back in the doors. I'll give this a bit of a rust proof inside, because why not? And essentially the whole interior will be done. There are a few other little bits that I'll need to do, such as pull the actual dash cluster out and clean that up. Need to put that back together, but we're still deciding what to do with that ECU, because Dave, of course, has done his little bit of surgery in there, but we're not too certain as to how that will go in long term. So whether or not I'll have to track down a whole new ECU or try and come up with some sort of better method of fix, we're yet to find out. But the car's running, it's running like a Swiss watch. It's going in for a blue slip in the next week or two, so that is exceedingly exciting. This thing is going to be so awesome on the road. It's probably the nicest thing I've ever owned in my entire life, other than my Bandera, my other Bandera. I'll show you guys that one day, but we'll keep cracking. I'll slap this door lock out, and we'll get it cracking. Exciting times, isn't it, mate? Are you excited? You were just as excited as...
You're going to take us for a spin?
I'm going to take you in the biggest fan angle you've ever seen in your life. Anyways, exciting times, fellas, because the Flooded 100 Series Hefty is finally registered. I took it in for a blue slip and went through the rigmarole of going to the RMS, which actually these days isn't as bad as it was 10 years ago. Got the number plates, so here we go. I'm just about to show you. Very excited.
Why is the name Hefty?
Hefty?
Yeah.
Because it's a 1HD FTE. Hefty. It's a hefty boy. HEFTE. Hefty. Anyway,
Give me a plate, I'll put it on.
these are the number plates, DI86TD, and it's always an exciting thing finding what your number plate's going to be, and I'm not actually that unhappy with these. However, they are yellow and black. DI stands for direct injected, which this thing is. TD, of course, stands for turbo diesel. 86 stands for... Don't know yet.
86 kilowatts of power.
Well, these actually have 151 kilowatts of power. And fun fact, Dave, do you know what else also has 151 kilowatts of power on the dot?
V8 Land Cruiser.
V8 Land Cruiser. So this, the 4.2 FTE, has as much power as Dave's thong slapping V8 Cruiser. But I believe this thing has like 10 extra Newton meters of torque. Direct injected turbo diesel. What a fluke!
Would have been good if you got 42.
42?
4.2. Yeah, 4.2 these aren't they?
Yeah. Direct injected.
42.
You know, the significance of 86 is that my Bundy's built in 1986.
Yeah, but
You're only
but
going
if
to get
it
86
had
k's
DI
out of it.
42, wouldn't that have been?
Oh, it would have been awesome. I'm still happy, but 86 could also stand for the...
A week ago, you would have got DI 42 TD.
I reckon if I'd gone in earlier today, I would have nabbed it. The significance of 86 is that this thing's are practically like a Toyota 86, front-engined, rear-wheel drive.
Oh, so it's a handling machine.
Handling machine. It's got locking front hubs, so I can rip skids out the back. Okay, let's go for a drive.
Yeah, stop your waffling and get this right.
Oh yeah. Time for the moment of truth. Engine lights on, which is a given.
What could possibly go wrong? What was that? A little chuckle?
Oh, there's certain things in life that give you a massive sense of self-satisfaction. Like, I don't know, giving birth. And this has got to be up there with one of them.
I'm not real sure whether you'll have that experience.
Well, one would hope not. You watch, you'll suck up a bucket full of water in a second, we'll break down. See if the idle up.
What's it? You nearly lost everything, have you?
I think it's died. I think it's sucked up some water.
Hopefully that's all it is. We'll check the water first. Yeah. That's all water, isn't it?
No, it's had a bit of water in it, but it's not the nicest looking diesel, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Even the cruise control works. That's truly incredible. Well, there you have it, boys and girls. Hefty is on the road. Got the plates on it. We've taken it on its maiden voyage, and we're at the secret full bore testing facility. And unfortunately, we've already got one major issue, and that is that this thing actually isn't engaging four-wheel drive, which is kind of odd for a 100 series Land Cruiser because they are full-time four-wheel drive and you can't actually take them out of four-wheel drive. But this particular vehicle has had a part-time kit fitted, which I really, really enjoy. Now, unfortunately, I believe the transfer case is in four-wheel drive, but something is wrong with those disengaging front hubs. They're not locking in, and therefore we don't have four-wheel drive. We've got low range, but we just don't have four-wheel drive. So there might be something going wrong with that. It probably hasn't been shifted into four-wheel drive in so long that maybe all the grease is all gummed up in there and something's not quite engaging. Could be also rusted up in there because as you're probably well aware, the vehicle went right underwater. But anyway, other than that, I'm exceedingly happy with this thing. Very, very happy. I love the power. I love the way it drives. I love the brakes. I love the comfort. I love the ease of use. And I can see why that these things still command high prices on the second-hand market. And what vehicle could you have bought more than 20 years ago for like 60, 70 grand and have it still be worth half that price 25 years later? Just incredible. And for those people out there who think that Land Cruisers, particularly the 100 series, are an overrated vehicle, go drive one. Go find a good 100 series with the 1HD FTE engine in it, and you will soon find out why people absolutely froth over these things. And I got to say, back in the day, I never really had much time for them, predominantly because they're not quite as good looking as the 80 series. But now that I own one, I can tell you they are actually a really good all-round vehicle. And now that I've got it on the road, it's mine. I'm going to tell you how much I actually paid for this thing. I paid $5,000. And I tell you what, that was a friggin' bargain now that we know that it's all sweet. But when I paid $5,000 for this thing, that was a little bit nerve-wracking because I just did not know whether or not this engine would be any good whatsoever because it had no compression, the turbo was seized, the automatic transmission was full of water. This thing could have been, quite frankly, a very expensive mistake. But here we are, and I'm extremely happy. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode of Full Bore. We'll catch you guys next time when we next meet on the next episode of this channel, which is Full Bore. See you later.